In the heart of the lush forests of Nsuka, where the ancient Iroko trees whispered secrets of the ages, there lived a young man named IJEUWA. He was known throughout the land for his wisdom and skill with the talking drum, which could send messages far beyond the reach of ordinary voices. IJEUWA lived in a village that thrived on unity and the spirit of Odumodu. I am because we are. The villagers worked together, celebrated together, and faced challenges as one. IJEUWA, with his kind heart and joyous laughter, was beloved by all. One fateful day, as the sun kissed the horizon with hues of orange and purple, a group of strangers arrived in Nsuka. They came bearing gifts and sweet words, speaking of a land beyond the great river where opportunities abounded. IJEUWA, curious and eager for adventure, decided to follow them, bidding farewell to his family and his betrothed, Ngozi. But the promise of a new beginning was a ruse, and IJEUWA was trapped in a nightmare. He was taken far away from his homeland, across the vast ocean, to a place where the sun scorched the earth and the air was heavy with despair. IJEUWA had been sold into slavery. Despite the chains that bound him, IJEUWA's spirit remained unbroken. He remembered the stories his grandfather told him, tales of heroes and spirits of the Orishas who watched over their people. IJEUWA knew he was not alone and hoped that one day he would return to Nsuka. As days turned into months and months into years, IJEUWA's reputation grew. He became known as the one who could soothe the weariest of souls with his drumming and his songs of home. Even in the darkest times, IJEUWA's music became a beacon of hope for those around him. And so begins the tale of IJEUWA, a story of resilience, courage, and the unyielding power of the human spirit. In the land where the sky touched the sea, IJEUWA's hands were bound, but his heart roamed free. He found solace in the rhythms of nature, the chirping of crickets at night and the rustling of leaves carrying the whispers of the wind. One day, as IJEUWA toiled under the scorching sun, a gentle breeze carried a familiar scent. It was the fragrance of the sweet and tangy udara fruit, which grew abundantly in Nsuka. The scent brought memories flooding back, a song from his childhood. IJEUWA began to hum, and soon a soft and sad melody formed. The other captives listened, their spirits lifted by the tune. During their brief respite, they gathered around IJEUWA, and he taught them the song. It spoke of freedom, of the mighty eagle soaring high above the chains of the world. The song became their anthem, a symbol of their unbreakable will. As nights turned into days, the song of freedom spread across the plantation, carried by the whispering winds. It reached the ears of a kind-hearted woman named Adaobi, who worked in the master's house. Moved by the captive's plight and IJEUWA's music, Adaobi made a bold decision. She would help IJEUWA send a message home. Using scraps of parchment and ink she stole from the master's study, Adaobi crafted a letter. IJEUWA poured his soul into the words, telling of his journey and yearning to see Nsuka again. Adaobi's help entrusted the letter to a merchant ship bound for the African coast. Months passed, and the seasons changed. The plantation was abuzz with the arrival of a new season's crop, but IJEUWA's mind was elsewhere. He waited, hoped, and prayed for a sign that his message had arrived. Then a reply came on a day when the heavens opened and rain blessed the parched earth. A worn and weathered letter found its way into IJEUWA's hands. It was from Ngozi, his betrothed. She spoke of her undying love, the villagers' prayers for his return, and a plan to bring him home. IJEUWA's heart swelled with hope. The winds had whispered his song across the ocean, and now they carried whispers of a reunion. The captives rallied around him, their spirits buoyed by the news. Together, they began to plan, dream, and prepare for the journey back to freedom. As the days melded into the rhythm of toil and rest, IJEUWA's thoughts were consumed by the plan to return to his beloved Nsukka. The letter from Ngozi had ignited a flame that no hardship could extinguish. But freedom was not a path to walk alone. It required the strength of many. In the quarters where the captives gathered after the day's labor, IJEUWA shared his dream. Among them was a man of great stature named Obi, whose muscles bore the marks of countless labors. Obi listened to IJEUWA's tale, his eyes reflecting the fire that burned within. IJEUWA, my brother, Obi spoke, his voice deep and resonant. Your dream is the dream of us all. We have been uprooted from our motherland, but our roots are not forgotten. Let us bind together like the river's reeds and forge our way back to freedom. The captives, moved by Obi's words, pledged their support. They were a mosaic of tribes and tongues, yet their hearts beat as one. They gathered to plan each night, using hushed tones and the cover of darkness. Adaobi, risking her safety, told them about ships and routes that could lead them home. With his gift of music, IJEUWA crafted a code, a series of beats on the drum that conveyed their plans. The drum spoke of meeting places and times, of signals and signs. It was a language only they could understand, a symphony of liberation. As the moon waxed and waned, their plan took shape. They would escape during the harvest festival, when the plantation was alive with music and dance. The captives would blend in with the festivities, their chains hidden beneath colorful garments. The night of the festival arrived, cloaked in the vibrant sounds and smells of celebration. IJEUWA and his companions donned their disguises, their hearts pounding with anticipation. The drumbeat of freedom called to them, a pulsing rhythm beneath the revelry. Under the guise of entertainment, IJEUWA and his band performed. The plantation owner, oblivious to the true nature of the performance, clapped along, lost in the joy of the moment. As the night deepened, IJEUWA gave the signal. A rapid succession of beats that quickened the pulse. In that instant, the captives moved. They slipped away, one by one, melting into the shadows. Obi led the way, his strength clearing obstacles from their path. Adaobi, dressed as one of the dancers, guided them toward the river, where a boat awaited. The journey was fraught with danger, but their spirits were indomitable. They paddled through the night, the stars their silent guides. As dawn broke, they found themselves on the open sea, the land of captivity, a fading shadow behind them. IJEUWA looked to the horizon where the sun rose, a golden orb heralding the promise of a new day. His heart swelled with hope, and he knew that the bonds of brotherhood had set them on the path to freedom. The sea was a vast expanse of undulating waves, reflecting the myriad stars above. IJEUWA and his companions, now voyagers on a quest for home, felt the weight of their past fading with each stroke of the oar. The boat, a mere speck in the ocean's embrace, carried their hopes and dreams. As the sun climbed the sky, painting it with streaks of pink and orange, IJEUWA thought of Nsukka. He imagined the Iroko trees standing tall and proud, the laughter of children echoing through the village, and Ngozi's smile as radiant as the dawn. These thoughts fueled his resolve. The journey was not without peril. Storms raged, their fury a testament to the ocean's untamed spirit. But the captives were no strangers to adversity. They faced each challenge with the same courage that had carried them this far. Obi's strength, Adaobi's wisdom, and IJEUWA's music became their anchor amidst the storm. On a day when the sea was calm and the breeze gentle, a melody came to IJEUWA. It was a song of the sea, the creatures that dwelled within its depths, and the spirits that guided travelers. IJEUWA played his drum, the beats resonating with the waves, and sang, "O mighty ocean, mother of life, hear our plea, calm your strife, guide us through your vast domain to the land where our ancestors reign." The song pleased the ocean, for the waters remained tranquil and the winds favorable. The captives felt a sense of kinship with the sea, its vastness mirroring their own boundless spirit. Days turned into weeks, and the coastline of Africa began to take shape on the horizon. The sight of land brought tears to the voyagers' eyes. They had traversed the Great Divide and braved the unknown, and now home was within reach. As they drew closer, the scent of earth and foliage filled the air. It was the smell of Africa, of home. The captives' hearts beat in unison, a drumbeat of return. They landed on the shores of their motherland, their feet kissing the sand that had birthed their forebears. But their journey still needed to be completed. They had to find their way back to Nsukka, to the arms of their loved ones, with the help of kind villagers who offered them shelter and guidance. IJEUWA and his companions set out on the final leg of their odyssey. The path was familiar, yet changed, as all things are by the passage of time. They passed through forests and over hills, each step a testament to their unwavering will. And then one evening, as the sun dipped low, they saw the Iroko trees of Nsukka standing tall against the twilight sky. IJEUWA's heart soared. He ran ahead, his companions close behind. The village came into view, and the people cried, "IJEUWA has returned!" They shouted, their voices carrying the joy of reunion. Ngozi was there, her beauty untouched by the years. She ran to IJEUWA, and they embraced, two souls reunited after a lifetime apart. The village erupted in celebration, their songs and dances a tribute to the enduring spirit of their son who had come back to them. The village of Nsukka was alive with the spirit of renewal. IJEUWA's return had sparked a flame of hope that burned brightly in every heart. The people worked together to rebuild what had been lost and to forge a future filled with promise. IJEUWA, now a pillar of the community, dedicated himself to the betterment of his people. He worked alongside the elders to establish a council that would ensure the safety and prosperity of the village. His wisdom, gained through hardship and reflection, was a guiding light. As the harvest season approached, the villagers prepared for the annual festival of thanks. It was a time to honor the earth, the ancestors, and the bonds that held the community together. This year, the festival held a deeper meaning, a celebration of freedom and the return of their kin.